Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Dominion Gaming TV or Karnage Esports, depending on where you're watching from. My name is WoLF and I'm bringing to you some more Starcraft 2 action, and you may or may not know me, so as I said, my name is WoLF from Dominion Gaming TV. But let's just, before I describe a little bit more about myself and what I'm doing here, let's just introduce the players, alright? So, spawning in the top right hand side on Daybreak, we have VYE's Skyder, which pretty cool name. I actually like the name, and he's Protoss, so you can't be sad about that. But then again, I've been liking Terran a lot. And speaking of Terran, spawning in the bottom left-hand side, I should probably move my camera over there. His name is Jimmeh, although that's what everyone else seems to be calling him. But Jimmeh or Jimmy, I'm pretty sure it's named after the character from. Well, that's Timmeh, but Jimmeh, it's probably a South Park reference. So, let's talk about what my name is, and let's actually bring that up anyway. So, my name is WoLF, as I have said plenty of times before, and I'm just casting some games for Karnage Esports. The vocal terrorist from Vokta Gaming, he has also been asked to do such a thing, and I'm joining him in this task for Karnage Esports, and It's a great honor, really, to be able to do this for such an awesome team and such an awesome bunch of players. I'm actually a big fan of Lemony Tang, one of their players, which I recently uploaded a video of me casting one of his games earlier in the week, actually early last week. But yeah, I don't know. I got introduced to Karnage by Lemony Tang. And they've actually got a pretty good bunch of players, all in the top 5 or top 8, top 20 of I-44 or I-45. I think it was I-45, the most recent one. Not 100% sure here. But this will be a TVP matchup, as you can obviously tell from me introducing the players. Now, this is, from the looks of it, Skyder's going to be going for something other than a gateway expand, which is fairly standard versus Terran, but from the looks of it, that Jimmeh is probably may or may not be doing. Yeah, he's more than likely going to be doing that one racks expand, which is standard as standard, and dropping the finishing the depot. Okay then, but more than likely going to be going for that next command center in a moment. Probably just going to try and kill off of this, kill off the SCV or block them off and get that expand down. Now the Marines will be able to clean up the probe and no more scouting for him, and he will get destroyed. Now the SCV is still alive actually in Skyder's base, but the Stalker will be being chrono boost out and will force Jimmeh to retreat, but he will just place the engineering bay just so to delay that expansion of Skyder for extra long. Now the Stalker is out and the SCV will definitely die, but it's definitely delaying this expansion for Skyder. Now from the looks of it, he's going to be going for a more so gateway centric play, otherwise he would have gotten a Robo Bay around now, I guess, but Jimmeh just moving out to the watchtower, maybe going up for a little poke to see what is happening on the base for Skyder. More than likely just going to be more than likely just going to be at the watchtower. Now from the looks of it from the chat, they obviously know each other, but let's see where this game goes. Now two additional racks are on the way for Jimmeh, and which is very standard play to get the 3 racks play and then get an engineering bay and a second gas even. And now this will be instantly turned into a command center, and orbital there, and he'll be able to call down those OP mules, well, not OP now, but those mules, and get that extra mineral income. Now the Marines are moving up here, the Stalker poking and prodding, but actually took a fair bit of damage actually, or literally 5 hit points left with those shields coming back. Really needs to watch out that Stalker is going to die. Now Skyder needs to focus down these Marines if possible, but he needs to hit the weakened ones, and Jimmeh putting the weakened one in the front, but 3 additional Stalkers coming in for Skyder to clean up all these Marines. But Jimmeh does actually know what is happening at the moment. Well, technically, just the basics, just getting the understanding of what's happening in Skyder's base in the moment. Now the Robo facility is on the way, so I was in fact incorrect. Probably going to go for that those awesome Colossi. Now the Stalkers will be moving out across the map and up a probe here for the forward pylon, but the two additional the two bunkers here will be able to hold off anything that comes. So let's just have a look at what happens here, and let me quickly put myself onto busy if that is possible. Yes, it is, so I don't get any messages from my friends. I am really embarrassed about that. I apologize. Now the crucial sort of situation where it's actually a big time for Skyder to do some sort of gateway play, if he was a massive gateway play, if he was going to some form of 6 gate, is around nowish to the 10-minute mark, because it's around now where that reactor is on the way, and the stem and combat shield and all that hasn't really been started, but there are 3 bunkers down now here for Jimmeh, and Skyder won't really be able to break this is for sure. I'm sure this is just some form of pressure. Then again, that is a lot of Stalkers, and he is delaying his tech for it, but the Robo facility does just go down. Now the base is looking fairly saturated, not completely saturated yet though. Now sniping this top bunker over here for Jimmeh, but the SCVs almost get the repair, and they snipe off a Marine right there. Now the Marauders are out, which will be able to do some extra damage versus those armored Stalkers that Skyder seems to be massing up at the moment. But he's probably just going to go for that Stalker sort of play, and oh my god, I'm so embarrassed that is still open. Now the weakened Stalker almost got focused down. Maybe if the concussive shell was finished, that would have been sniped off. But the factory is finished here. More than likely going to be building that starport instantly with the reactor for the medevacs. Now the observer does come in here and sees absolutely everything happening, seeing the +1, seeing the combat shield and stim, and just from the timing, Skyder will know that the stim is basically now finished, and because it generally finishes now, and now 2 additional racks is on the way for Jimmeh. Now if we look at Skyder's base, he now has his first Colossus on the way, and not getting extended thermal lance just yet, probably getting it right now, now that he has the gas for it. Yep, and that is correct, exactly what is happening, and the Chrono Boost going down onto that Chrono Bay, Robo Bay. Now 3 additional gateways going up to 6 gates and 1 Robo for Skyder here. He probably wants to get a few sentries at the moment, just to slash this army in half, and it's just something that you really want, is to have those sentries, but the more sentries you get, you delay more like tech, and he's obviously going for a very fast tech path, probably going to get this 1-1 started pretty soon. The scan on the front does see the Colossus, and probably after these 2 medevacs pop, we'll see instant Vikings, because he's actually got a few Vikings. Medevacs, actually no, he's only got the 2, so he may or may not go for more medevacs, or instead go for the Vikings. But I would probably go for the Vikings, as but then again, it's only 1 Colossus with no upgrades, and that's not that strong. Now Jimmeh does go over and check the 3rd for Skyder, and it is non-existent. Now in fact, Jimmy's taking the natural 4th of this map. It's an optional 4th. You can either go this 4th or this 4th over here, but Skyder does have a forward pylon set up for a push whenever that may be. Now a big drop happening into the main of Skyder, but the Stalkers are going to be directly there and will be able to snipe it. Luckily Jimmeh was watching, and to see I apologize, just his Stalkers were there to propel or push back that drop. Wow, I'm an idiot. Now the drop will actually be able to come in here. These Stalkers weren't moved back over here, and he will be able to kill quite a few units. But does he decide to back off? He does. He leaves the 2 Marauders behind and a few Marines, but they'll just get wiped up instantly, and doesn't even get a kill from the looks of it, so that is a shame for Jimmeh. Now the Observer is here, and what was that? I missed that. I apologize. He does kill something. It was something big apparently too. I do apologize. Now the Observer will be out just to be able to spot these these drops whenever they come in. But now the factory is over at the third, and Skyder is going to see this, and he will be able to snipe the Nexus really quickly. Does he cancel? Does he get the cancel? He does, and get the cancel. All 400 minerals lost here for Skyder, and now Jimmeh is going to be backing away, because Skyder probably, I would have expected to go down there, but decided against it. Now Jimmeh taking his natural third as well as a fourth base, and this one is now finished, morphing into a planetary fortress, and the Zealot will be able to take out this SCV, but all of Jimmy's forces, or not all, but majority of them are going to be moving over to take out that Marine. Now, he did actually get those double forges, but he hasn't been doing anything with them, and is now supply blocked because of that pylon up here for quite heavily supply blocked too. Won't be able to do anything with that for quite some time. As you do see though, he drops 4 additional pylons, and now the Templar Archives is complete. More than likely going to be getting that storm with the gas that he has over there. Is the Templar Archives. Now the Observer does get taken out because of the missile turret being able to detect it, and these few Zealots are over here at the third, but Jimmy's just quite a ways ahead at the moment, especially in the economic way of things anyway, and he does actually have 71 SCVs, which is quite a few compared to the 50 of Skyder. And so Psystorm is on the way, and +1/+1 for our Protoss player. But then again, Jimmeh has been teching up pretty well. Now he does have the double eBay, but that probe is sort of stuck. But he will be going back and forwards just on the back there for fun. Now 2-2 is yet to start. I would probably start that soon, but then again, it is up to Jimmeh to decide. But 2-2 is available to him if he wants to. Now the Ghost Academy is on the way because of those Templar Archives. That is a big threat. 4 additional barracks actually on the way for Jimmeh. Going for quite a heavy Marine, Marauder, Viking, Medevac, and I'm pretty sure I said that right. I did. Now there's actually a lot of Zealots spread out, and Observers, just to get a big scout. And I don't know, I guess it's probably for the best. Now Zealot is over down at the 4th, and just to protect that or maybe just scout where the army of Skyder is. Now there's quite a big push coming from Jimmeh, and is 20 supply ahead, and we'll be able to take out that Observer, and deciding to back off here rather than pushing in. And but from the looks of it, Skyder's got quite a significant force. He's got a few Templar which are ready to do their storms, a lot of Zealots, a few Stalkers to pick off the Vikings. He should probably get a few more. Now that I think about it, a few sentries, which I would still get more. I would stick around 8 sentries instead of the 5 that he has, just for that extra, those extra force fields, and 3 Colossi. Now he doesn't really want to get too many more Colossi, but now Jimmeh is only just starting his 2-2, while Skyder has been chrono boosting out these upgrades for quite some time, and now 3-3 is on the way, and will have the upgrade advantage going into the next engagement. Now Blink is on the way and basically finished, and the 4 cannons, where are they? Probably, yeah, as I thought, over here to deny that drop, and you will see that Marine fall in half and die. Now the scan does scan over at this 6th base now, possibly for Jimmeh, just to see what the composition for Skyder was, and I just actually think that Jimmy's probably got the better composition for this. Does he actually have any ghosts though? I think that may be his first ghost. No, he has 4 ghosts, so he'll be able to EMP quite sufficiently. Now this High Templar is going to be able to storm. Oh no, he gets off the feedback on the Viking and does kill it. I mean, Medevac, wow. But now Cloak is on the way, plus Ship Weapons 1 is also on the way, and an additional barracks. There's actually quite a few barracks here for Jimmeh with the 2 starports, and 2-2 is about to finish, or the attack anyway, and the sensor tower is now over here at the natural 4th. Command center is going down to take the 5th base with the Marine over there just to scout out what's happening. And now with this factory, does he actually see? Can he actually see No, you can't. But so we'll get back to the everyone camp. A big engagement about to be happening over here. The EMP on the Colossus slowing it down, and all of those stalkers just evaporating. Good cutting coming in from Jimmeh, and quite a few EMPs on the Zealots, but there's still Storm on the High Templar, which are the big scare of this force. And a Storm on the army of Jimmeh going to be weakening it sufficiently and efficiently. And he is pulling back here. And should probably save those Storms if you can, remax up a bit and get some more units. But now 9 additional gateways is on the way for Skyder, which is a lot of gateways. But then again, it is getting late game and you just want to get as many as possible. Now the High Templar do storm and miss quite a few, but they do feed back the medevacs, and this medevac is about to die literally on 4 HP. So Skyder does have the position at the moment and the upgrades, but Jimmeh just has the production capability. But then again, the 9 what's the doodles 9 additional gateways acts a metric fuck ton of gateways. Pardon my French, but wow, that's a lot of gateways. 2 of them not actually being turned into warp gates. Now Skyder is now on equal bases, but not saturated at any of them, and more than likely, yeah, just taking these bases for the gas needs for this probe into the geyser. Now there is a warp prism up on the top right-hand side, left-hand side, probably going to be dropped at the behind of the 5th, but there is actually nothing there, and he will see this and probably move on to go to the natural 3rd here. And this could be 2 High Templar and a Stalker, I apologize, but this could be very, very dangerous for Jimmeh, and he will probably lose quite a few SCVs. Now the drop is in, and the Storm on the SCVs actually doesn't get a single kill with that. That was very I did not expect that one. I expected and the Viking is going to kill all kill all of the units inside of that warp prism. Now a few probes are going over to the natural 4th or 5th for Skyder. It is his 4th actually, because he got this one afterwards. And now a big engagement about to happen over here in front of the natural again, and that's a lot of Colossi. But then again, this is quite a big force from Jimmeh. He actually wants to back up here because these storms are going to be magnificent. He doesn't back up, but oh my god, the EMP on the High Templar causing them have to turn into the Archons here, and those storms were available. Then again, now Skyder is in the lead with the supply, and Jimmeh will have to back up here with supply. He actually had way too many medevacs here, and a lot of these Vikings are going to go down unless he gets some sort of force here over at the natural really quick. And he does have a few Marauds, but it won't be able to hold against what Skyder has. And Skyder is going to be pushing over here at the 4th of Jimmeh, sorry. And Skyder decided to back up here and remax up on those shitloads of gateways. I'm getting a lot of Archons here. Not that a lot of Archon Zealots, the things which do the epic movement, the Colossus. And why did the Colossus fall over? Because it's imbalanced. But that is a crappy joke. Now a factory being landed at the back of Skyder's 4th here, and possibly Skyder's going to be moving out here just with this general mix. But once he sees this mix, he's going to be getting additional those additional ghosts, which are great for them EMPs versus those awesome as Archons, which have 350 shields, but they just get wiped away to those EMPs, same as the Zealots. And I'm just wondering if Jimmeh will be able to get back into this quick enough, because this massive 200 move is on the way for Skyder, and Jimmeh might not be able to hold. He doesn't have enough units probably. They have too many units, but there's no Storm in here yet. He'll be able to take out quite a few units with this mainly Marauder with the few Marine setup. It's using all the feedback on the actual medevacs. They're not really doing a whole lot, and all the Colossus do die. And Skyder is actually, in fact, moving back. And if he doesn't move all of these High Templar, he'll be able to kill them all, turning them into those Archons that probably going to be moving back down to do some damage. But seeing that the army of Jimmeh was on the way, and decides to back out here and remax up Now this factory is still here, could probably get a Hellion if he wanted to, but probably not going to. And now both of these bases are saturated, well as saturated as they can be now. Idle probes over here, and this base is basically mined out. So soon that we have to try and take these additional bases. And now that I think about it, Skyder actually has more bases than Jimmeh at the moment. Jimmeh on the 4 bases with only 2 mining, while Skyder has the 3 mining as well, and we'll be able to remax here now. Now that I think about it, now the fusion core is on the way for Jimmeh, probably going into that late game battlecruiser, which has been quite popular at the moment versus Protoss, and been working quite well actually. There isn't a whole lot that the TOS can do when they've really far invested into that tech, and they can't really do a whole lot about it. Now the Observer does see all the ghosts, and the Colossus do end up killing a big engagement here over at the natural, at the 4 for Jimmeh, and there's just so many zealots killing all these marauders. Needs more marines in this just to deal so much more damage, but he can't really do a whole lot. Now the planetary fortress will more than likely go down, but the ghost is still invisible, still slowly killing the stalker with that very low DPS. But now the repair on the planetary fortress, they're more than likely going to be keeping it alive. Jimmeh's still forward and killing. No killing off the Archon. Better back off here though. There's a lot of zealots just going to be charging right into their face. Now a few medevacs are here and a few Vikings as well, but there isn't that many Colossus on the way. And now Skyder taking this base up into the north general section of the map, or probably northeast, depending, because I've heard this is the northeast. Now Jimmeh does actually have this base here set up and ready and running just from that entire engagement, sets it up now, but this base is now finished for, this Nexus is finished for Skyder, and will have that economic lead still. But now that the 5th is still done for quite some time, it's not that saturated, but probably waiting for this to the 3rd to be mined out, to send some probes over here. Now Skyder's probably got the advantage at the moment, but 3 battlecruisers are on the way for Jimmeh, and where are these? There we go, 1, 2, and where's the 3rd? We got 4 over here, so possibly producing 4 at a time, but decides against it. This is actually another thing that Terran have been doing to keep their money low as well. In late game, they can just sacrifice all of their SCVs and just use mules sort of thing, except for the SCVs on gas for sure. It actually has 4 SCVs on that gas. May want to fix that up sometime soon. Now the Ravens are here to be able to do that Seeker missile. Actually, they don't have Seeker missile, which is a shame. But probably more than likely for that defense drone. Now 170 to 196, and more than likely this guy's going to be pushing out here. And he's just going to be able to do so much damage, especially with these Archons doing 47 damage per hit. And how much did Colossus do? 21. Alright. They do such a large arc versus the army of the bio army that Jimmeh has. And Jimmeh is just mainly getting marauders, which isn't that good of an idea. You need those marines to do the DPS. Now Gravitic Boosters and the Dark Templar Shrine, the DT Shrine. Oh, a big engagement over here at the 4th again. Natural third. Now Gravitic Boosters will be able to do a lot of damage, because there's actually not that much anti-air. The Vikings being able to take out all the Colossus, and the Stalkers trying to kill the battlecruisers, but there's just too many of them. And that great DPS from the battlecruisers will just crush all the Stalkers, especially with those Marine Marauder. Now Jimmeh is going to be pushing up into the 6th of Skyder, and there's so many Zealots he should probably back up here, but now starts to fight, and he's with only Zealots he won't be able to jump up and attack the battlecruiser, and he has air control. And there isn't going to be a whole lot that he can do. Jimmeh pushing into the 6th and more than likely going to be taking it out, but the probes were evacuated, if any were there in the first place. And now that I think about that, engagement was very heavily favoured to Jimmeh, and probably going to be building some commands over here, which he does. Now the Dark Templar were there. They get absolutely taken out before they get any kills, because Jimmeh has those Ravens there. And Skyder should have probably known this, because he saw the Ravens there in that last engage. Now the 3rd is basically mined out for Skyder. There's actually quite a bit. Now that I take that back. But the base for Jimmeh is going to be taken for Jimmeh, and there isn't a whole lot Skyder can do at the moment. He's trying to get Immortals against Battlecruiser, Oh my god, I don't know what's happening here, but Skyder is making all the wrong decisions at the moment, getting Immortals to verse Battlecruiser, which don't really work. Now, another thing that I've seen is actually a Vortex on the Battlecruiser, but he doesn't actually have a Starport or a Fleet Bacon at all to, sorry for calling it a Fleet Bacon, that is Husky's thing, but he doesn't have Fleet Beacon to actually counteract and to get the Mothership out to Vortex this army. I just don't know what Skyder's doing. Probably just thinking about if he can take out that the ground army, he'll be able to warp in additional Stalkers and then take out the Battlecruisers. But the Battlecruisers will be doing so much damage to the ground army that it won't actually be worth getting the Zealots in the first place, because they'll just be dead, and most of the ground army will still be alive for Skyder because of that epic DPS. Now let's actually have a look at the units tab. 40, as I said, 48 SCVs here, a lot of them being killed and sacked. Now in the south, where big engagement over at the former sits of Skyder, and there's a lot of good setup at the moment for Skyder, but he's actually pushing through quite a bit, and these Battlecruisers are taking a lot of damage, even though they're on route 3 at the moment, and the Immortal is doing quite a bit of damage, but will be picked off by the Marine Marauder of Skyder, and Skyder, Jimmeh, and Jimmeh may land these Vikings, maybe not, but there is no air at all, so he should probably land them just to take out Skyder, and there isn't really a whole lot Skyder can do at this stage. He's so far behind in that supply, and the Battlecruisers are just going to keep coming for Jimmeh, and as I said that, more Battlecruisers are coming for Jimmeh. And sorry, that wasn't 3-3, but the 3 attack is finished. I just saw the 3 there, and I actually probably clicked on a Marauder, which is probably idiotic of me. But as I said, a lot of mules just going to be able to supplement that income for Jimmeh, and as I said that, more mules being dropped, and he's actually oversaturated these SCVs. Should probably set him in and kill him. That is for sure, but should probably set up a scout over here just because of this base is now finished, and more than likely going to be transferring some probes. Actually, transferring the probes from over here would probably be the best idea at the moment, but there is just isn't, as I said, a whole lot that Skyder can do. Jimmy's got the sufficient income at the moment. Actually, let's have a look at that. He has double the mineral income of Skyder at the moment, maybe just under that, and about the same for gas. Now Seeker Missile is on the way just to add insult to injury for those Ravens, and this looks about game. And Skyder knows it too. He doesn't really know what to do at the moment, and he's just probably more than likely that Hellion. Now that I think of it, now that I see it. That is very annoying actually. He didn't actually see that for most of the game, more than likely. And going to be killing off the factory going to be lifting up and hopefully getting over here before it catches fire, but it catches fire. It is going to die. And now Jimmeh is just probably building up that Battlecruiser account, and actually he isn't really building that many, probably because of he's actually going to push here, which is probably very smart. Now War Prism is going over to the base of Jimmeh, but he's gonna, once he turns that into a War Prism, that he's just gonna regret landing any units and actually sees this funny sort of situation. Now the big engagement over here for Jimmeh, Skyder actually has the advantage here in the supply, but just dramatically dropping because of those Battlecruisers and their DPS. They just do so much damage. They do 9 damage and 0.023 attack speed. So it's just so much damage. Definitely more than a Marine, that is for sure. It's just insane the amount of damage that it can do. There isn't a whole lot Skyder is doing. He's warping in 10 additional Stalkers at the moment. Now these Vikings and Medevacs are moving back. I'm not quite sure what for. The War Prism is there, but there is still isn't a whole lot he can do. Now all the Battlecruisers are actually probably going to die. As you know, but the point defense drones do lose energy, and all of the Stalkers, all the Battlecruisers are going to die, which is such a shame for Jimmeh. And Jimmeh is just gonna cannon some of these Stalkers, and this is all Skyder can really do is build some Stalkers. Because Jimmeh just repeats to build more and more and more Battlecruisers, because that's just all he's going to have at this stage. And if he doesn't actually Now that I think about it, Jimmeh should probably build some more Marines because he just doesn't really have what? Why is he lifting this up? And the battle cruisers are being lumped under and going to be moving behind the country fortresses and moving down into over here for the city. And but I don't know. Skydance actually may have a chance in this. I actually doubt it though. But he's lost this base, which is one of his only running bases. He's got this base here, and doesn't have that base established, while Jimmeh has this base, which is about to be mined out, and actually his third, which still has quite a few SCBs, or quite a few minerals still here to be mined. Now, this is actually a pretty close game because both players are actually really low on resources, and it's going to come down to one final engagement, that is for sure. But the 3 armor for the ships will actually finish up here, and I'm assuming that Viking, War Prism was taken out, and it's just going to come down to the one last engagement, and there isn't going to be a whole lot they can do. Now, Skyder is now going for the Stargate. What are these command centers for? Oh, to be taking this bottom map down here. Now Jimmeh is pushing out, but he doesn't really want to be pushing out into an unfavorable location. He needs to set up some sort of arc over here for the incoming reinforcements of Jimmeh, of Skyder, and so many EMPs onto the Immortals. The Immortals are just going to take so much damage. The Battle Cruisers are doing a lot of damage to themselves. Then again, there isn't a whole lot of them, and the Talkers do have to blink out with all the Immortals dying. This base will fall to the hands of Jimmeh's epic Sky Terror. Wow, at the end again. And the Stalkers are going to come in here for the final engagement. More than likely going to be coming in here to kill off a Battle Cruiser or two. Maybe if they blink forward, they can probably do it. But then again, there's the point defense drones that are still here. A lot of Zealots moving in here to try and save the Nexus. The Nexus does fall. The Vikings do fall down. They do have the same DPS as a Stalker. The Stalkers are going to be doing that extra damage versus armor. Now the Storms on that massive clump of Jimmeh's units, but the supplies tell everything. Jimmeh is so far ahead at the moment, just going to be backing this up with a lot of Marines and Marines and Marauders just to do as much as they can. Now the Battlecruisers are going to be doing so much damage. He doesn't really want to lose them, but he loses another Battlecruiser. Actually, no, he doesn't. The Battlecruiser stays alive. No, it doesn't. He dies. I apologize. But the Marine Marauder is going to be able to take out this force of Skyder. This is actually a really epic and long engagement from Jimmeh and Skyder, and now but the medevacs are killing up on those biological units, and now the players are actually getting in on the action as well. Not going to be able to do a whole lot, but Skyder does back out here, and he doesn't actually have a whole lot now. That if we look at the unit tab, he only has 5+ Stalkers and more on the way. Now the Corvid reactor, which is for the wow, that's a lot of mules. Just going to be able to get so many more minerals. And then again, he is mined out on most of his bases, but turning all of these into planetary fortresses to hold this location easier. And where's that? Oh, there was one battle cruiser. More likely going to be focused down by the Stalkers. But this is it for Skyder. He's just going to play to the very end, just for fun, because this was a great game nonetheless. And the Corvid reactor, which is the extra energy on those Ravens. Now Jimmeh is going to be pushing down here at the 4th of Skyder and going to take out the Nexus. This was really a great game. I really enjoyed it. Wow, I just don't really know what to say. Jimmeh just has the better income at the moment, and definitely GG, well played, dude. Enjoyed, good game, thank you. And so mattered from both of these players, and so that was Jimmeh from Team Karnage. I hope you guys enjoyed versus versing the Red Protoss on that VYE Skyder. I hope you guys enjoyed so much. I actually enjoyed this cast a heap. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. My name is Wolf, and I'm signing out.